Hey friends, welcome to Beer Camp. I'm Josh with thebrewpreneur.com and it's Sunday. Happy Sunday to you all. I hope that you're having a great weekend and that things are going well for you. In honor of Sunday, we have the Raspberry Sundae Ale collaboration here from Sierra Nevada and the Bruery. It just so happened that this particular beer lasted till the next to the last day, and just so happened that it's Sunday, so it worked out well. The Raspberry Sundae Ale is brewed with lactose, cocoa, vanilla, and raspberry. Again, a collaboration between Sierra Nevada and the Bruery here in the U.S. That's Bruery, the Bruery. So, very interesting beer here. I really have no idea what to expect. I'm an old school ale kind of fan, IPA fan, so when I see Raspberry Sundae Ale, I really don't know what to think. So we're going to find out together. Again, it's ale brewed with lactose, cocoa, vanilla, and raspberry. So they're adding a bunch of these different flavors together, and it's labeled as a Raspberry Sundae beer. So we'll see how it is. I will note that it is brewed with lactose, and if you haven't had any lactose beers or beers that are brewed with lactose, it is actually a sugar that is found in milk, and a lot of breweries are actually starting to use it now to create various ales and beers that are milk-based. You see it in some stouts, you see it in some ales billed as milkshake beers, and just so happens this one is billed as a Sundae beer. So it adds a different kind of flavor to the beer, reminiscent of milk, and we'll see if that's actually here in this Raspberry Sundae beer. So again, I have no idea what to expect, but we're going to find out together. It's a pretty beer, I'll give it that for sure. So we've got a deep amber, amber golden color here, slightly hazy, just a little bit of haze in there, not too much. Not much of a head on it. You swirl the glass a little bit, you get a little bit in there, but looks to be a pretty straightforward beer. Just a little bit of haze in there. We're gonna see what we've got. Start with the nose, see if we've got any of these Raspberry Sundae flavors in here. Oh wow, lots going on the nose for sure. I think the first thing I'm getting is some of those raspberries that they mentioned. Kind of the fruitiness of a raspberry. I'm also getting some sweetness there, almost like a vanilla, or a little bit of a malty sweetness there, and almost has a milky smell in a way. And I don't know if that's actually true or if it's my mind playing tricks on me because I know there's lactose in the beer, but I feel like I'm getting a little bit of that milky sweetness too. So raspberries on the nose, maybe some vanilla and other sweetness, and maybe some milkiness too. No hops at all. No spiciness, no citrus, no floral, nothing like that. Kind of more staying close to these flavors they're going for in the Raspberry Sundae. So we're going to find out how this is together. Cheers. Wow, there's a lot going on here for sure. It's almost like a Raspberry Sundae in a way. Raspberries for sure up front, getting that sweetness from there, no doubt. There's also a little bit of vanilla in there. Maybe they use some vanilla beans or something in the mash. There's also a malty sweetness. I would say it's almost like caramel. Now, I would say not a caramel flavor though, a sweetness that comes from the caramel. And I think just due to the color of this beer, maybe they use some crystal malt or something. You get that caramel flavor from that. So some sweetness there, and then the raspberry heavy at the beginning almost adds a tartness in a way, which is kind of interesting. As you move through the taste, what kind of shows up towards the end, middle to end, is that lactose, and I call it lactose flavor. It's almost like a milky flavor in a way. It's a sweetness, but something interesting about the lactose is it adds not only a sweetness but also kind of softens the beer in a way. You feel it. It's in the mouthfeel, so to speak. It softens the beer. It's not as harsh. It gives it it softens it like milk. That's the best way I can describe it. Like when you drink a glass of milk, it's not it's just a softer type drink mellow in a way, and that's that. The addition of that lactose really does that for this beer. It's almost reminiscent of drinking a milkshake or having a bowl of ice cream or drinking milk as far as the texture of it in a way. So that's an interesting element for sure. And I just got some cocoa on that one. Towards the back end of the taste, there's some cocoa in there for sure. But it's interesting beer. Lots going on here. Dessert beer for sure. If you like raspberry sundaes or ice cream in general, you're getting all of those flavors in there. It's a very interesting collab because you can almost pinpoint each thing that they added in there. It's very interesting. If you haven't tried a lactose beer or a beer that has lactose in it, I encourage you to branch out and reach for one. They're interesting. As I said, it adds some sweetness to the beer, but also changes it as far as the depth goes in the mouthfeel. Softens the beer, adds a really interesting texture to it. This is, I can definitely admire what they've done here. Not a favorite beer by any means, but I definitely respect the collab. They've done a good job in pairing these flavors together. And I personally think that we're going to see more of these beers with lactose in the future. As a matter of fact, there's actually a brewery not far down the road that does a double IPA. It's a milkshake IPA that's pretty popular. I think we'll see a few more of those around. Milkshake IPAs, kind of milk-based, dessert-based kind of beers. But not a bad beer at all. Well done to Sierra Nevada and to the Bruery. Cheers to those guys. Cheers to Sunday and the remainder of your weekend, and cheers to you guys for following along with Beer Camp. Y'all have a great day. Cheers.